thirst after righteousness, so they will be filled. I'm going to close in a few minutes now. So, what is the blessing when? What is the blessing of being hungry and thirsty for righteousness? You will be filled. You will be what? Satisfied. Okay. There's multiple. The Bible talks about filling in in multiple ways. One obvious meaning is a content, to be content, to be satisfied. When we hunger and thirst after righteousness, we don't have to go looking for other things. There is, so what this passage is saying, that there is an emptiness there, and it's up to you what you want to fill it with, right? For those, let's go back to a food analogy. Remember, so let's say we're hungry again for tacos, okay? But what if, instead of eating what's right, like a good prepared meal, what if we ate a whole bunch of junk food? All right, we could wait and get like really good homemade prepared meal, healthy and everything. But what if we couldn't wait and there's this pile of all kinds of junk food, and you just filled and stuffed. How many has ever done that? Like you were super hungry and you just filled yourself with junk. Anybody done that? How many of y'all, how did you feel after that? Was that satisfying to you?
Yeah.
Like, actually, it kind of like satisfies it temporarily, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like when you're eating it, man, it's like, oh, these Snickers, give it to me, and and all this junk food and chocolate, But then all of a sudden, what happens to you eventually when you're just filling yourself with this junk? Yeah, all of a sudden you kind of get this sickish feeling. It's like, oh, it's just not right,
I could run a mile.
Whatever. You don't feel like running a mile after eating all that junk food, for sure.
Or, oh, you're right, I can ride.
No. And so this is the danger, that you can be filling yourself up, instead of filling yourself up with God and what He has for you, if you fill yourself up with junk, you know what I mean? Right now, I'm trying to feed you a well-balanced meal of the Word of God, okay? And you might say, man, I don't like, broccoli. Yeah, that's okay. But man, eat it because it's good for you. You might be saying, Drew, man, I don't like it when you talk about obeying my parents. Man, that hits right here. Man, eat it, man. Eat it. It's good for you. Next time your parents tell you to do something, do it with a smile on your face. Eat that vegetable and say, you know what? I'm just gonna, I'm gonna obey Christ as if Christ told me to pick up my room.
Clean up.
And I'm gonna do it. And with that attitude, because your attitude can be changed. It's up to you, right? You could choose to pout and be mad about it, And when your parents ask you to do something, and you delay and delay and delay, like, yeah,
later. 1 second.
Later. Give me a minute.
1
You're
second.
updating your Facebook statuses. Oh, poke back. Whatever it is that you're wasting.
It's like, yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I'm doing it now. Okay. Man, how many here is hungry for doing what's right now? You know what I mean? Having that thirst for righteousness. Be thirsty. I forgot to expound a little bit on being filled. You'll be satisfied. God will fill, how many knows? And serving the Lord is fulfilling. Truly fulfilling. It's not this temporary thing. Where I was going with the junk food, right? If you fill yourself junk, it's temporarily, you feel like, oh wow, this is awesome. But then ultimately, you feel sick. That's the same way when you try to fill yourself with stuff like that is not of God, and you just fill it. You just fill yourself with it. You know, temporarily, man, those things are like, wow, those are pleasing to your senses. You know what I mean? All of that stuff, you know, wow, you know, they are enjoyable for a season, but ultimately, man, they make you sick. They make your spirit sick if you fill yourself with that stuff. But if you do what is right, you honor God, you do what's righteous in His eyes, you will be fulfilled. You will be satisfied. You'll be content. You know what I mean? Every eye closed, every head bowed. If you're here, why?